coming up on Retiring Well with Michael Reese.
Okay, if you're spending a lot of time over here in this area, well, then you got yourself a wealth manager. And that's what you want. That's what you want in retirement. You want someone who covers all of this, not just the tools. You know, it's kind of interesting when people visit with us. You know what they tell us all the time? They say, look, I'm not looking to beat the markets. I'm just looking for a decent return. But don't ignore me. Just pay attention to me. Treat me like a human being.
Investment management, tax planning, estate planning, income planning, long-term healthcare planning. That's a big difference.
Retiring Well with Michael Reese, helping you make smart decisions with your money so you can live a better life. Today is the day you can take back control of your money. Retiring Well with Michael Reese, where we believe your best is yet to come.
Welcome to Retiring Well. I'm your host, Michael Reese. I'm glad to have you with us this week. We are talking about financial advisors this week, and specifically, what does a financial advisor do for you? What's the benefit of working with a financial advisor? Why should you pay someone to help you manage your money, right? Why should you do that? Why not just do it yourself? Well, that's what we're going to talk about this week. And when it all comes down to it, what we're also going to talk about is how there is a huge difference, an enormous difference between types of advisors. See, one of the things that happens is when you think financial advisor, you probably have like a certain image in your mind. You have a thought in your mind of, you know, this is what a financial advisor does. Of course, like a lot of things in life, there is, what do they say, perception and reality. So I think this is what's going on, but oh, wait a minute, no, this is what's going on. So let's go ahead and dive into the financial advisory world and see if we can clear up the differences. Now, whenever you look at a financial advisor, they're going to fall into one of two camps, or two types, if you will. The first type of financial advisor, this is overwhelmingly the most common, is what we call the investment advisor. Now, when we're talking about an investment advisor, basically what are we talking about? This is a person who focuses on nothing more than managing the portfolio. In other words, they're putting together asset allocations. They're identifying which managers to use for which parts of the portfolio. And that's about it. I mean, they're basically setting up the portfolio. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. You know, if you were to say to that person, hey, do you have any thoughts on what I should do on my tax planning? You know, this is the person who's going to go, whoa, not so fast. You want to talk about taxes, you need to go talk to your accountant. You know, never mind the fact that you don't have an accountant because you do your own taxes on TurboTax these days, or the equivalent. You know, but this person, they don't do anything outside of investing. Investing is all they do. Now, they might earn a commission on the investments they sell you. They might be compensated via a fee, like 1% a year is common, but that's who they are. You need to understand that studies show that this is roughly 93% of all financial advisors you talk to. In fact, odds are good that this is the only kind of advisor you've ever spoken to, particularly if you've dealt with an advisor at one of these big name brokerage firms out there. Okay, so if the first, I said there's two camps. The first is the investment counselor, or investment advisor rather. What's the second type of financial advisor? Well, your second type are what are called the wealth managers. So that's kind of what we do in our firm. Wealth management means that we help our clients in all areas of retirement planning. In fact, a lot of our clients refer to us a lot of times as their personal CFO, or their personal chief financial officer. So what does that really mean to you? What does it mean? Well, a wealth manager is going to help you with investments just like an investment advisor does. But on top of that, they're going to help you with your taxes. Like in our office, we do tax returns for a lot of our clients. We sit down and do tax planning with them. That's a big deal when you're retired because your 401ks and IRAs, they're generating a lot of taxes. What are you doing to mitigate those taxes over your lifetime? What about your health care planning? What about your estate planning or your income planning? In other words, there are a lot of areas that are important to you during your retirement other than just the investments. I mean, gosh, you may have a crackerjack investment advisor and they get you an extra 1% return. That's great. But what if you're losing $50,000 or you're paying the IRS $50,000 more than you should because of IRA distributions that maybe could have been fixed? That takes a lot of 1% to get to $50,000 or $100,000. So a wealth manager helps you with the grand scheme, with everything, a holistic approach, if you will. So there you go. There are two types of advisors, investment advisor, wealth manager. You have to identify, if you work with a financial advisor, which one is right for you.
The new Trump tax code opens the window to potentially saving thousands on your IRA. Learn how to take advantage of the new law at a dinner evening with your Retiring Well TV hosts from Centennial Wealth Advisory. This is a no-cost, information-only, no-pressure event with a fine dining experience you won't soon forget. Important topics we'll discuss are 3 ways to use the new tax code to move money into tax-free accounts at reduced rates. Hidden tax-related pitfalls that most advisors are missing. The importance of managing risk and the effect of volatility on your retirement savings. The #1 mistake most Americans are making with their retirement accounts. Are you one of them? And much more. Dinner is on us, and there is absolutely no obligation. Call 888-608-5825 to register and choose the date and location that is most convenient for you. Tuesday, April 17th, or Thursday, April 26th, at the Boone's Long Lake Inn in Traverse City, or Thursday, April 19th, at the Otsego Club and Resort in Gaylord. Presentations start at 6 p.m. and are free to attend with a complimentary gourmet dinner to follow, but seating is limited and fills quickly. Call 888-608-5825 to reserve your seats today. Don't miss this important presentation and learn how the new tax code opens the window to potentially saving thousands. Call 888-608-5825 today.
Today in Chalk Talk, we have a very simple model for you, and I want to share this with you because when you go visit your financial advisor and you're doing a review meeting with how your accounts are doing, this is a great model for you to identify, well, what kind of financial advisor do you have? Do you have that investment counselor that we were talking about, or investment advisor, all they do is talk about the money? Or do you have someone who's a wealth manager that's looking a lot larger, has a lot larger view than just your accounts? And this is really important to you because you're going to need that second type of advisor if you want to navigate the retirement waters that you're going to be going through for the next 20, 30 years. So whenever you look at your financial planning, I like to call this the financial planning process. Whenever you look at your financial planning, there are 3 levels of planning going on here. Over here to the left, you have your goals. And when I say your goals, I'm talking about what does your retirement look like? So in other words, what do you want to accomplish? And those goals might be, I want to protect my lifestyle, right? Meaning, hey, I've got a certain lifestyle that I'm living. That means you get to travel certain places, you get to do certain things, and you want to protect that. You want that lifestyle to be there no matter what. It might be, I've heard a lot of times, a goal might be I don't want to be a burden on my children. That might be a goal. I don't want to be a burden on my children. I understand that. Now, my dad likes to joke I was a burden on him for 18 years, so that means he's got 18 years to be a burden on me, but obviously he's joking. Another goal out there might be, I really want to feel, I want a feeling of security. Or another word we might use there is, financial comfort. I don't want to worry about money. Those are goals. That's really important to people. And then you might have a number of strategies in the mix, right? You might say, oh, wow, look at this. I've got an investment strategy, and I've got an income strategy. I've got an inflation strategy. I may have a tax strategy, an estate planning strategy. I might have a healthcare strategy. A lot of strategies involved. And then on the far right, you have the tools. And the tools are really simple. What are they? Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, annuities, insurance like life insurance, real estate, options, commodities, futures, million tools. Now, why do I put this little grid up here? Why do I share this with you? Well, I want you to ask yourself a question. When you go visit with your financial advisor, if you have one, where are you spending your time talking? I mean, does your review meeting with your advisor, does it focus around, all right, here's your investments, here are your tools, here's what we're using, let's see how they did against the benchmark like the S&P 500. Oh, you know what, this particular tool, it's lagging, let's sell some of that. Let's use that money to buy this other tool that's making more money. Is that what's happening in your review meeting? Is that what it's all about? Is that where you're spending the majority of your time? Because if it is, you got yourself an investment advisor. That's what you got. You have an investment advisor. Again, that's not bad. That's what they do. Let's recognize what they do. Now, on the other hand, what if your review meeting encompasses all of these areas? What if you go in for your review meeting and say, okay, well, here's how you're doing on your performance on these tools, but hey, let's also take a look, let's talk a little bit about how your tax strategy is going, or maybe how your beneficiaries are structured. And let's talk a little bit about where you're going to get income and how we're structuring that. And oh, by the way, let's make sure we're reviewing your goals again. Let's make sure that everything is where we thought it was going to be. You had a goal, for example, to travel to Europe as a bucket list trip. Did you do it? No? Well, when are you going to do it? How much money are we going to need to do that? Let's figure out how. We need a strategy so you can go to Europe on that bucket list. Okay, if you're spending a lot of time over here in this area, well, then you got yourself a wealth manager. And that's what you want. That's what you want in retirement. You want someone who covers all of this, not just the tools. And oh, by the way, if you're doing your own investing, right? You do your own investments, that's probably all you're focusing on in a sense. Okay, you want to make sure you're covering them all. Again, that's why you want to come visit with us. It's free, no obligation. Why not see what talking to a wealth manager is all about?
The new Trump tax code opens the window to potentially saving thousands on your IRA. Learn how to take advantage of the new law at a dinner evening with your Retiring Well TV hosts from Centennial Wealth Advisory. This is a no-cost, information-only, no-pressure event with a fine dining experience you won't soon forget. Important topics we'll discuss are 3 ways to use the new tax code to move money into tax-free accounts at reduced rates, hidden tax-related pitfalls that most advisors are missing, the importance of managing risk, and the effect of volatility on your retirement savings. The #1 mistake most Americans are making with their retirement accounts. Are you one of them? And much more. Dinner is on us, and there is absolutely no obligation. Call 888-608-5825 to register and choose the date and location that is most convenient for you. Tuesday, April 17th, or Thursday, April 26th, at the Boone's Long Lake Inn in Traverse City, or Thursday, April 19th, at the Otsego Club and Resort in Gaylord. Presentations start at 6 p.m. and are free to attend with a complimentary gourmet dinner to follow, but seating is limited and fills quickly. Call 888-608-5825 to reserve your seats today. Don't miss this important presentation and learn how the new tax code opens the window to potentially saving thousands. Call 888-608-5825 today.
Hi, I'm sitting here with Larry Flynn. Thanks for being here, Larry.
Thank you, Mike.
He's one of the advisors at Centennial Wealth Advisory. And folks, as you may know by now, we certainly invite you to come visit with us. It's absolutely free to get a second opinion on your retirement planning. And I think it's important to get a second opinion from someone who's a specialist when it comes to retirement planning. And Larry, I'm sure they're wondering, if they pick up the phone and they call and come visit with you, what can they expect? What's that experience like?
Well, Mike, they can expect not to get hard sold, okay? We're going to greet them warmly. We're going to sit down and talk to them a little bit about maybe their story, where they're from, where they grew up, how they met their spouse, what they're dreaming of doing once they get soon to be retired or retired.
Kind of what are their goals, right?
Yeah, what are your goals? We're going to talk to them a little bit about who we are, what we do, show them how we do things, especially dealing in the market realities we find ourselves in today.
Got it. So essentially, they're coming in, you're learning a little bit about what's important to them, what their goals are, what they're trying to accomplish. I'm sure you're taking a look at what they're doing so far. You maybe share a little bit about you, and it's just in a very relaxed atmosphere.
That's right.
And there's no cost to do this. Is that correct?
No cost. No.
All right. So, folks, there you go. I mean, it sounds very simple, very easy, very laid back. There's no reason for you not to just pick up the phone, call the number on the screen, come visit us, get that second opinion. You'd be glad that you did. Welcome back. We are talking about financial advisors this week, the benefit of hiring a financial advisor, the different types of advisors that there are. And now I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about now in this segment the top 5 reasons people fire their financial advisor. And they're probably not necessarily what you think. So as you hear these top 5 reasons, I want you to think about yourself. Are you working with a financial advisor? Are any of these reasons, do any of them apply to you? And if they do, have you had thoughts in your mind that, gosh, maybe it's time to get a new advisor? Maybe it's time to leave where you're at? Well, guess what? What it means is you're not alone. A lot of other people are thinking the same thing, right? You're not alone in how you are thinking. So here we go. Number one. All right, number one. Number one reason people fire their financial advisor. Here it is. Not returning phone calls in a timely manner. Serious? Seriously? Are there financial advisors out there not returning phone calls? That boggles the mind. I mean, come on. And you know what a timely manner is? Within 24 hours. So it's not like people like you, you're not asking to be, oh, I called and I expect a phone call back in 2 minutes. No, just call me back within a day. Yet, apparently, that's not happening out there. I got to tell you, that just stuns me, but that is the number one reason. Now think about this, if you have a financial advisor and you've called them and left a message and they've not called you back within 24 hours, and you're thinking, gosh, I wonder if they even care about me? Guess what? They probably don't, but that's the number one reason right there. Okay, number two. Number two is not being proactive in contacting me. In other words, is your advisor contacting you? Are they reaching out to you on a regular basis? Now, this is kind of stunning to me as well, because, and this happens all the time. People come in the office, right? You watch the show, you pick up the phone, you call us, and you come visit with us. And do you know what we hear all the time? And this, I can't believe it, but it must be true. People tell us all the time, say, yeah, do you know my advisor never calls me unless I call them first? If it weren't for me calling them, I'd never hear from my advisor. Or I haven't heard from my advisor in 2 years. It's as though advisors are more worried about bringing on new clients than taking care of the ones that they brought on. Well, there you go. That's reason number two. If that's happening to you, not a good sign. Okay, how about reason number 3? Not providing me with good ideas or advice. Good ideas or advice. Actually, this is one we hear a lot, especially with taxes and health insurance or long-term care, or even insurance in general. We hear all the time people say, I asked them about some tax planning and They really couldn't help me. Or I asked them about, I've got this long-term care. I mean, what do I do about that? They can't really give me solutions. So not providing me with good ideas and advice, that's reason number 3. Is your advisor helping you in areas other than just the portfolio? If not, it might be a reason to leave your advisor to one who does. All right, how about number 4? Again, here we go. Not returning emails in a timely manner. And guess what? Again, it's just within a day. So here we go. We're not returning phone calls. We're not returning emails. What are these guys doing? I mean, I know, really? You can't return a simple phone call or email? There you go. Apparently that's common in the financial world because that's why people leave. And then number 5. What is the last, number 5th reason? The lowest number on the list. Underperformance. Isn't that funny? Underperformance. They're not performing on their investments. It's kind of interesting when people visit with us. You know what they tell us all the time? They say, look, I'm not looking to beat the markets. I'm just looking for a decent return. But gosh, don't ignore me. Just pay attention to me. Treat me like a human being. If you just do that, decent returns, and treat you like a human being, people are happy. If that's not happening with your advisor, hey, it might be time to pick up the phone and give us a call.
The new Trump tax code opens the window to potentially saving thousands on your IRA. Learn how to take advantage of the new law at a dinner evening with your Retiring Well TV hosts from Centennial Wealth Advisory. This is a no-cost, information-only, no-pressure event with a fine dining experience you won't soon forget. Important topics we'll discuss are 3 ways to use the new tax code to move money into tax-free accounts at reduced rates, hidden tax-related pitfalls that most advisors are missing, the importance of managing risk, and the effect of volatility on your retirement savings. The number 1 mistake most Americans are making with their retirement accounts. Are you one of them? And much more. Dinner is on us, and there is absolutely no obligation. Call 888-608-5825 to register and choose the date and location that is most convenient for you. Tuesday, April 17th, or Thursday, April 26th, at the Boone's Long Lake Inn in Traverse City, or Thursday, April 19th, at the Otsego Club and Resort in Gaylord. Presentations start at 6 p.m. and are free to attend with a complimentary gourmet dinner to follow, but seating is limited and fills quickly. Call 888-608-5825 to reserve your seats today. Don't miss this important presentation and learn how the new tax code opens the window to potentially saving thousands. Call 888-608-5825 today.
Hi, welcome back to the show. My name is Larry Flynn. This is Art Canfield. We are both advisors here with Centennial Wealth, and we're going to have a discussion about how advisors earn their keep. Art, talk to us a little bit about that.
Boy, talking to people coming in the office, there's so many different types of services that are available out there, right? An advisor can simply just recommend investments, right? They could simply say, yeah, pick these funds or stocks, and they'll set you up on a plan and kind of good luck, right? That's one way to do it.
Right. Now, for most out there that are thinking of a financial advisor, they're thinking, for the most part, that's all an advisor's doing.
Probably, right? You would think of investment management, some people call that, where they're picking a selection of stuff. But, I guess I challenge that because, what little piece of your financial situation does that actually represent? If I made you 30%, but you had to give 25% away in taxes, that doesn't sound so good anymore, right? There's so much more to financial management than just simply investment selection. And that's where I think, kind of this whole thing of how do you earn your keep? More than likely, well, let me rephrase that. I've never seen a financial advisor yet that works for free. And I don't think you probably have either, right? So you're paying for some service at some level. Some advisors, it's transparent, you can see it. Other advisors, unfortunately, it's kind of hidden in fund costs, but I've yet to see one that works for free. So what benefit are you getting for those services? And I think here, as obviously as you know, we really tried to provide a lot of value for the fees that we're charging. We don't work for free, obviously. It comes down to investment management. That's a big piece of it. Obviously, we want to earn our clients a reasonable return. But income planning, somebody entering or nearing retirement like that, or in retirement, where's income going to come from? Once was said, retirement's like 20 to 30 years of unemployment. You're going to have to plan for that income. Tax planning, you had your own tax and accounting practice for 25 years. Huge piece, and often not only overlooked, it's kind of like just brushed under the rug in a way. They don't want to talk about it. Go see your accountant, right, is the answer. Go talk to somebody else, when there can be some really powerful tools put in place to not only better your situation today, but make things a lot better in the future. And I think that's a great area that's overlooked.
So did I hear you earlier, you were saying that you do not know of an advisor out there that's a nonprofit organization? Is that what I heard you say?
I've yet to see that. But maybe they are. I don't know. I guess I'd say that, but I have yet to see that.
They're not going to be in business very long, right?
Well, yeah, I guess. You're probably right. They have to have something to pay the building expense and stuff like that.
Right. But I want to talk a little bit about that. The advisor said, was asked some tax advice, and they said, go talk to your accountant. Is it necessarily true that advisor and accountant are maybe even talking to each other?
I think rarely is the case. A lot of times the advisor doesn't even know who the accountant is, or vice versa in a lot of cases. And to me, that's dangerous. When that situation presents itself. Either if they're at least working together or helping each other in some way, I think that has obviously some benefits, but it really can extend itself when they're in the same place. When they're making recommendations together, that really can be beneficial and powerful for somebody's retirement.
Right. And it'd be helpful to know those services, right? I mean, if let's say you got two advisory firms, they're both charging, let's say 1% in fees, and one's maybe only offering investment management, but another is offering investment management, tax planning, estate planning, income planning, long-term healthcare planning. That's a big difference.
Right, absolutely. Well, I liken it this way. I love vehicles and cars and stuff like that. You walk down to a car lot, you're going to have the base model that's I don't know if you can still get crank windows in cars today, but it's going to be a stripped down version, and then you have the luxury version, right, that has about drives for you in today's world, leather, all this sort of stuff. It's kind of that way. Do you want the bare bones thing where they're going to provide a service? It's going to get you from point A to point B, hopefully, or do you want this other thing that's going to come along with a lot more services and a lot more things that would hopefully benefit you in the long run?
All right. Well, thanks, Art. Well, thanks for joining us for this discussion. Listen, if you're not getting that from your advisor, then that's all the reason you're going to probably want to call us. Anyway, thank you again for joining us.